Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes. Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you today? How's your weekend been so far? At least it wasn't ruined by football yesterday or Friday night, but we've still got Thursday night to talk about. Welcome to the original Sunday morning Leicester City football show, where you know what time it is, and you know what day it is, sorry. It's Sunday, you know what time it is. It's 9:30am, so it's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by us fans in here for you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion really, really does matter. So get them comments in now. Let's get going. It's kickoff time. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on, come to me. Come on. Yeah, come on. That's all Vestergaard's been doing all year at training. All year, calling his dog. Calling his dog. Let's bring Rudy in straight away. Rudy, how are you, pal?
Yeah, I'm all good.
I mean, It's absolutely awful, isn't it? I mean, when you hear things, when you actually hear things, and then you see things. I mean, you actually got a photo sent to you the other day, didn't you, about Vestergaard walking out the ground? I mean, look, there's Vestergaard walking out it's the hotel at Seagrave with his dog. I mean, that's taking your dog to work would Phil let you take your dog to work? Well, let your sister take your sister's dog to work with you.
No.
It's just, I don't know. The place is going. There was a big thing in the Telegraph, wasn't there? A huge. We'll talk about football in a minute, but this came out after the game. There's a huge thing going on that Brian Barry Powell wasn't his choice. They just said on Monday morning they let the two coaches go, and he's not been doing a lot of training and coaching with them. It seems like, I don't know, the head doesn't know what the elbow, the arm, the hand doesn't know what the elbow, or whatever the saying is. I just don't know. It's just very confusing messages coming out from the club at the minute, isn't there?
Yeah, like each little thing of their own isn't that bad, but when you collate it all together and how the season's gone, you can just tell how disconnected the club is. There should be a structure in place to I think I don't know which players, but there's certain players that are living quite a distance away from the ground, from the training ground and whatnot, and they're having to make the commute to get to the ground and whatnot. So it is annoying, but it's just what it is at the moment, isn't it? And you can't expect people to just move house or whatnot. And you got to think as well that as much as we are taking the piss a bit about Yannick Vestergaard and his dog, but if you've got no cover and you've got to go commute, and like I say, maybe all the family he's got is out or doing something, he's not going to leave his dog easy. So realistically, he's going to have to ask to bring him. And it's not like he just did it on a whim. He did apparently he did ask for the consent to do it. So it is annoying, but we've got to somehow focus on the rest of the season. That's 11 games to go. 6 or 7 of them are top 10 teams. So it's going to be an ask. It's basically impossible, but it's never impossible with Leicester at the moment, is it?
But last time, I mean, there's 3 players, isn't there? There's Winks, Cody, and Vestergaard that still live north, south, east, and west. Surely you should be within, not walking distance, but within a 30-minute radius of the ground. You won't get this back in the day. I know everyone keeps saying, oh, bloody Jamie's dinosaur and old school, but you won't get this back in the day at Beaver Drive. People would be up there and living there. Can you imagine Vestergaard walking his dog around and picking up the crap at Beaver Drive? Because that wouldn't happen. They don't allow it with normal people, let alone them. It's just, I don't understand it, why they're not in within 30 minutes. When O'Neill was here, or whenever they've been within 30 minutes of the ground. And I think it's totally wrong. You should
When
leave.
Vestergaard got his new signing last year for a 3-year deal, that's when he should have moved. He should have moved when he had a new 3-year deal. Like, yes, he was playing for, who was it before? It was Southampton, but I'm surprised he was living in. Like, why is he living in London for?
Don't
Because
know.
if he's going to Southampton before us and he was still living in London, that's still a commute for him. So I don't know. Maybe he just likes a high life in London. I don't know.
Like George Curtis said, no loyalty from modern day players. Peter Welch was a player, a Scottish lad, used to play with Jock Wallace, still lives 2 miles from the ground. He still lives there. Steve Walsh finished 20 odd years ago, still lives near the ground. Elliot, Taggart, they all still live near the ground. They haven't moved on far. It's now the modern day player. I don't know. It's disgraceful what's happening. We're going to talk. We'll just get off that a minute because we're bound to go back onto morning. Alex, how are you? Whereabouts in Australia are you from? Be nice to know. Bottom line is Top has to make widespread changes both on and off the field. Yes, he has. No coffee anymore at the restaurant. Now, Anthony, Ruud van Nistelrooy still lives in Holland. He's got a house. He's still got his own house in Holland. He hasn't moved lock, stock and barrel, has he? Sheffield, is an hour away, is it? Is it an hour away, really, I think?
About that, yeah.
Not too bad. But for what Nigel Pearson did, I won't blame him for anything. We'll talk about the West Ham game. Really, you're a fair weather fan. You decided not to go, did you? You wanted to be in your arms of your beloved on a Thursday night date night, didn't you, pal?
Yeah, to be honest, I'll admit that I didn't see my missus the week before, so I thought, you know what, I'll show you how much I like her and whatnot. So I won't go to the football, but I was turned out. It was probably right because again another shite performance. I turned it off at 2-0. I will admit that because it just looked dross again. And as much as this season I've been trying to bat Ruud and saying that the performances are there, now the performances aren't even in there. We're not even getting the performances. Like I didn't chicken out. I'm going to Chelsea away. I was just trying to prove a point in the fact that it's not all about football. As much as I love football all the time, you sometimes can't.
Sometimes life comes first, doesn't it? But
Yes.
again, I agree with you then. I agree with you. He has to go before the next game. But if it was going to be done, it'd have been already done, I think, Aggie. I think we're stuck with him. I really do. I think unfortunately.
This is where it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, do you get rid of him and risk someone else coming in to try and keep us up? Which I know a lot of people will be like, it's not a risk, you've got to do it. Or because if you do get someone else in and you still go down, will that person who you bring in bring you back up? I know people are saying that, it's not going to be ever, you're never going to come straight back up again, but you never know. Someone like Ruud, who is an Enzo sort of style of football, could bring us straight back up. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that Enzo did it last year quite well, not comfortably, but in ways he did it quite comfortably because he won most games of the season. You never know. I think Ruud probably could bring us up, but if you brought in a Sean Dyche or something like that, I don't think he would bring us up as easy as it was last year. So
now I was listening to it on BT Sports, and I don't detest Robbie Savage. I love Neil Lennon. I don't detest Robbie Savage. It's just the way he left that went downhill. And I don't agree with a lot of his stuff he says, but he was spot on Thursday night. Absolutely spot on. I was agreeing with most of his comments. Well, all his comments he said, actually. There should have been changes made at half time. There should have been at least 3 subs come on. He should have changed the formation. He should have changed something, but he didn't. He left it until 55th minute, was it, when he bought, or 50th? I can't remember when he did the first sub. And then he brought subs on at the 85th minute when we're still 2. What's the point in the 80th? You might as well not make him in the 85th minute. What's Stacker going to do? I know everyone slags Stacker off, and I know you love him. I sort of rate him on 50-50 on him. I sort of like him. I sort of don't like him. He does some good stuff. He does some bad stuff. But if you're going to make an influence or an impact on the game, you need more than 5 minutes. Surely, Reader.
Yeah, I would agree, but I think it's in a way I don't know why I'm backing the manager, but he's obviously thinking there's reasons why he's not brought them on until that time. And apparently, I didn't watch that second half. I wish I did because apparently we looked better in the second half. But
Well, yeah, we look better, Reedy, but I'm not disagreeing with you. Or we look.
I don't
better.
know. I don't know.
I don't think West Ham were any different what they were doing. I don't think they will try that much hard because they were 2-0 up. They just had to defend, and it made us look better. But we didn't get any attack. We didn't even trouble the keeper. I'm not even sure we had a shot. I don't know, Aggie. I know you were there. Anybody that was there watched it. I don't think we had a shot on target in that second half. I can't remember.
The only shot on target I can remember is the Wolf shot.
Yeah, I remember Wilf having one that went over the bar. It was probably a better at Welford Road. And then there was a header that went over the top. Other than that, I don't think, and to be honest, even our keeper didn't have to make any saves of any note. He might have caught one. I think he punched a couple from corners, but he didn't. I mean, we look like Alan says, I wouldn't quite go, oh, no, where's that comment there? We were rubbish from the start to finish. Actually, the first 2 minutes, I think, was the best part of the game. So we're probably rubbish for the 88 minutes, Alan, we were probably rubbish for. The first 2 minutes, we looked quite good. But we didn't, like Ruud said, we were so passive and there was no fight. And people say, oh, you can't blame that on Ruud. But surely that's the tactics you install. You go out from the off at full throttle. Surely the manager installs them tactics. The tactics are the players not understanding what... This is the big thing that they were saying about Cooper. Sorry to bring Cooper up again. They kept saying they don't understand what Cooper was saying for his tactics, which has been a big thing.
I think
they're saying the same thing about, are they not understanding what Ruud is asking him to do?
I think the difference between at the start of the season till now is a massive drop in confidence. I'm not saying it was worse or better under Cooper because, in a way, yes, we got more points in the games we did get with Cooper, but we've played a lot more games now with Ruud, and it's just not it's not happening. And I think a massive factor in why we're not winning games is more down to the point that we just don't have any confidence. And when you're in the relegation zone and you have so much pressure on you to try and win that game just to get out of that zone or whatnot, for me, it's impossible. You've got to. I don't know how every game after you lose a game, how are you gonna have the confidence to come straight back up, get your head straight back in gear, ready for the next game? It is hard. And people are going to say, yeah, but they're players who get paid 90 grand a week and whatnot. I get that, but when you're in a position like we are, it was like it was like 2 years ago. It felt like you couldn't get a win because the pressure on you was mental to try and win a game.
Yeah. Alan, even worse than Frank McClintock in 77-78. Surely not as worse as that. That was bad. That was when I first started going. And I'm still here now, so I managed to push on from there. But even as bad as Frank McClintock, Alan, not quite sure it was that bad.
I think the only positive I could probably say for the rest of the season is with the games we've got left and who we're playing, there is a tiny bit of confidence in the fact that we have played better versus the likes of Man City, Arsenal, and all these. And that's who we've got coming up. I know not them too, but we've got Chelsea, we've got Man United, we've got Liverpool. Again, that's what I'm saying. There's a few games where you could say we have played against them quite well, but we just didn't get a result. Now it's time to try and play against them like we did and get a result. I know it's very, very like stupid-minded to think of that, but we have played better against the bigger teams than we have against the smaller teams this season. So there's every chance you could probably get some points, but I know it's probably like a 90% chance but not.
The comment that Grace put on there, I said exactly the same thing. I said to my missus, I got up, went for a pee, and I said, that's it, game over.
Yep.
When the first goal went in, I went, game over, game, set and match.
Because I was watching it and I saw when that ball came in, and I don't know who took that first shot, but then Hermanson saved it. I thought, whoa, what a save, because it was literally goal line saves, but then just a free tapping. It's an annoying one. It's not. I don't think many people could be faulted for it in a way.
Well,
because it was like you. I think every game when we lose a game, you're always going to blame someone for a goal that goes in, but I think it was more of a ball that went in, and they just got caught off guard. So it's hard, and like you say, off guard, Vestergaard, but I don't know. It's just frustrating.
I forgot what I was going to say. In my time in football, I know football's totally changed big time and that, but defenders should be throwing their bodies at the ball. Vestergaard stood there, let the ball go past like it was it was nothing.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, it was unbelievable. It was just, you throw your foot at the ball, you throw your body at the ball, you die for the club, you die. But they're just backing off and leaving them.
And that's another thing. And that's another thing in the club at the moment. There's no fight, there's no mentality. The last time I saw that was with Spurs when we beat Spurs 2-1. But again, it just feels like no player really, other than a select few which I could probably mention, just don't look like they're even trying. Like, you see FaZe on the ball every game. He looks like he wants to be there, but the moment you do concede or whatnot, everything just goes out the window for him. And like, if every player could have the ability and the mentality like El Canus or Vardy. I know Vardy's not scoring, but El Canus and Vardy, them two alone, they just crack on with it. They get stuck in. If they don't get what they need, they don't put their heads down or don't give up. They still try. El Canus still runs the whole pitch to try and get the ball. So it's hard, and this is why it's a massive ask now. Because even with the club teams we've got left to play, it's just going to be a very tough ask for the players, because I know a lot of players have given up already, or it's going to be so hard for them to pick themselves up, because they've lost what? Out of the last 12 games, we've lost 10 or 11 now. It's impossible.
Well,
it's like we're drawing games. It's not even like we're drawing games.
We've lost 11 out of the last 12 in the league.
It's not even like we're drawing games. Like, it's either a loss or a win. That's the difference.
It's I don't know. It's like I've been saying for a while now. They need to change the formation. They need to change the shape. They need to change tactics.
But I think you're not going to get that unless you change manager. And I know that's being stubborn with what Ruud wants to do. But I think that's now, like you say, in modern day football, that's what managers do. They have a philosophy and they play with that style. And that's why Top brought Ruud in, because since Cuppa left and with all that stuff in Copenhagen with the players, I feel like Top does want to play that possession style of football. And I know it's not working right now. Maybe in the long term, I think it would work if you stayed up in the Premier League for the next year or two. But right now, is that what you need? And I don't know, because I don't want to risk going for someone else and then that being worse for us when we go down to the Championship, or if we go down to the Championship, for him to get us back up. I would rather keep Ruud for the Championship, but I can't see us staying in the league. It's like I say, there's so many factors into what you do. I know a lot of people, if we asked in the comments now, if we said, would you let Ruud go and get someone else in? And if they say yes, who? Because if you still went down, because it's not guaranteed that if you bring someone else in, you're going to stay up. But if you did go down, would that change being a better change for us to be coming up next season? Because I honestly don't think it would. I don't know.
A lot of people are saying Dyche. I agree with that. I think we need Sean Dyche in, to be honest.
But are you doing that for the 11 games left, or are you doing it for a 3 year contract?
I was getting to sign that form for a 2.5 year contract, whatever it is, give him 2 full seasons, because he knows the Championship, he knows the Premiership. He kept Burnley up 6 or 7 seasons, I can't remember. They even got into Europe. They weren't the best team in the world, but they managed to stay up for 6 or 7 teams, playing rough, the old-fashioned style of football. And it worked.
I wouldn't mind it. But I don't know whether now, if we were going down, like I know you're saying he's used to Championship, and we did look at the stats, and apparently he's promoted Burnley twice, and I think Watford once. Is it? I'm not mistaken. But they were all before we won the league, and that was like over 10 years ago. So for me, I don't know whether he's still got that sort of casing to bring a team up. I don't know.
We need a manager that knows what he's doing. And I don't think Ruud, like Alan says, Ruud van Nistelrooy, I wanted him to succeed. When he first came, I said that I was excited about it, but I was also very worried about it as well, because we needed a manager that could be in that situation and we knew we were going to be in a relegation situation. But, sorry, wrong one. That's one. That's what I thought. That we wanted a more experienced manager in the situations that we are. The situation we were in, and still in. We were in a better situation when Cooper was here compared to what we are now?
I think there was less pressure on us at that point. I'm not trying to back Ruud in any way, but there was less pressure in the fact of it was the start of the season and we didn't need the points anywhere near as much as like the fact of now we're dying for every single point we need. Whereas before, if you didn't get a result, like the better result that you probably wanted, like I said to you this at the start of the season, we didn't get enough points from Ipswich, and in my opinion, we didn't get enough points from Everton, in my opinion. But I know we've got worse ones now because we lost to Everton. But that's more like I say, we had huge pressure on to us to beat Everton that day, and there was. So I'm not trying to back Ruud. I'm not trying to say that Cooper was still bad in a way, but it's just a mess of a season. We never should have appointed Cooper to begin with. We probably never should have got rid of him for someone like Ruud. It should have been someone like a Sean Dyche. So it's just difficult. And right now, I don't know. I would probably prefer to go to Sean Dyche if you give him a 11-game contract. If you stay up, then you get to stay on next season. But I just don't know. I don't think I have the confidence in someone like Sean Dyche anymore to bring us back up in the Championship, in my opinion.
Let's bring out Nick in. Nick's clicked the link that I put in. Morning, Nick. How are you, pal?
Morning, mate. Busy. How are you?
Good. At least you found time to come on, even though you're busy.
Well, I've been bloody tipping God knows what so far this morning.
Been walking the dog, or
you've been walking the dog with Vestergaard around your neck of the woods?
No, I've been on the tip run, so sorting the garden out and stuff. So,
Nick, we've been talking a load of waffling on about Leicester again. What have you got to say about it, to be honest, pal? You know what we like, having a bit of a waffle.
I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, to be perfectly honest, Chamer. We're gone. We're gone. And I agree Dyche would probably give us a fighting chance, but it's the same players and the same issues that are at the club. I was speaking to one of my friends on the school run about it, who's a big fox, and he kind of agreed with me, but would you surprise you with these players? Let's be fair, Dyche is this type of kick them up the arse, get them going, blah, blah, blah. What's stopping them from digging their heads in even further and just not listening to what he says? I won't put it past them. They're all pampered these days.
They are, aren't they? They're all, especially. I've been having a moan about Seagrave for a long time, and go back on my comments on here. You'll know that I've been saying it absolutely ages. That Seagrave has done nothing for us.
Well, if you saw the interview with me and Rob Tanner, I did ask him about Seagrave, and he said it's that high level now where there's a road going up to it, and then there's a left and right turn. Left is for a first team only, and the rest, everyone else, coaches, everything go left, right. That's how that's how secure it is now, and there's no family togetherness in it. It's just you go there, you lot go there. It's ridiculous.
I personally think we should, whether they would ever consider it, I don't know, but swap it. Put the girls in Seagrave.
I'm never doing that. They are never doing that.
Well, no, but I know they're not. But what I'm saying is, Beaver Drive kept them grounded.
Yeah,
they had to go through a council estate, people on the breadline, struggling to pay their lecky bills, water bills, etc. They had to drive through that every day. It kept them grounded. It's all right now. They're going to centre parks. They're going on the bloody, golf course and bloody swimming pools and stuff. Bloody footballers.
Yeah. Well, Rob Tanner said to sell Seagrave and bring the women to
sell Beaver Drive, you mean?
Yeah, sell Beaver Drive and go to Seagrave. Put them all together.
No, there's no.
I don't understand why that hasn't been done. I really don't understand why that.
You don't pay that much money for a training ground just to have one team there.
It's the biggest white elephant going. It's like the Marks or Memorial Centre. It's a waste of bloody money.
Yeah, Beaver Drive should be sold, and the girl should be moved up to Seagrave. That's by the by. That's not what we're talking about. But it's just somebody put on the comments earlier about the silence is absolutely deafening from the club. To be honest, it's unbelievable how bad it is, isn't it?
There's too many issues right now, and like I say, new stories keep coming out about certain things. Like I said, in each story, it's not as bad, but when you put them all together in one season, it's just ridiculous.
On our chat, Jamie, I think I messaged you last week, and I said it was after you I think Kate was on the show last Sunday, wasn't she? And
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Foxes Trust. The fact that they've not released statements by now to the public, it feels like it's such a dictatorship behind closed doors, and we are not there to
I
know
don't
what's
think
going
they're
on.
allowed to release whatever's going on in the. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't think they're allowed to release the minutes of the meeting and actually what went on.
I mean, there was supposedly a review for when we got relegated the last time, as nobody's heard anything about it.
A review of their own person who's doing the review.
Yeah,
there was supposed to be a review, like an inquest, if you will, as to
Looking at his own
what
work.
they thought went wrong, this, that, and the other.
I've
Nothing ever come out of
yes,
it.
I am. It's the same. It's the same conversation.
He's checking his own homework. He's checking his own homework. But yeah, like you say, Jamie, it's the same thing every week because we keep losing. We keep seeing the same crap going on. And right now, as much as I still want to have hope and going into the Chelsea game next, they're not playing in the best of form. We played better against the bigger teams. I know it's an impossible ask, but there's every chance you stay up. And I don't know if you do bring Sean Dyche in, it might bring us up.
So
there
just doesn't seem to be any effort.
Yeah,
where's
that
guys?
No, there's not.
Yeah, LCFC Grey. Yes, hold on, Nick. Hold on. I did see it. The LCFC Grey. I did see that Lynn from the Foxes Trust. I saw bits of it. I haven't watched it all, but I will watch that because I think that'd be quite interesting to watch actually. Neil says here, which I agree with. Every loyal fan is hurting. I'm not sure from the body language whether that is the case with several of the players. Yeah,
you can see our body language as well. Like, we're not all like, I know you at the start of the show was like, oh, it's Sunday morning every day and whatnot. But
I'm glad it's not Sunday every day because I couldn't do this every bloody day.
But you start talking like now and we're all just like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? Because the football just makes us so drained.
It's getting hard work to watch. And the loyal fans that keep going, like Aggie Frith. I know Aggie goes week in, week out. Alan Mission Fox, he goes week in, week out.
Most weeks.
Oh yeah, but you've missed 2 games this week, haven't you? This year, haven't you?
Oh yeah, but life comes first, mate.
What I find what infuriates me about it all is, I mean, this is before your time, Ruud. I mean, you were a little un, but when we had players under Martin O'Neill, for example, and even Brian Little, they weren't technically gifted. But I tell you what, they ran their socks and run. Yeah, they ran their socks into the ground, and you can never ever question the effort. There was never games under those where you could say they've not tried. But West Ham and God knows how many others this season, you could see they really don't give a monkeys. They're just here for the money or a stepping stone, and then they're gone. Yeah, that was never a thing.
Mark, I thought you were meant to be working, Mark. You said you couldn't come on because you were working. Chin up, boys. The Championship mid-table will be all right next season as long as we don't need to watch and read next season. I mean, as much as I want to say yes, a mid-table team, I'm not sure we'll see a mid-table team next year, Mark. I really
We'll be another Luton.
Just need some from the Phil. Just need some. On a break on a sneaky fag break outside, having 5 minutes. Even Jimmy Willis tried. Yes, like Phil says, as long as you see some effort, you don't see any effort. I know the players. None of the players watch this. None of the players will watch any of the fan channels out here. None of them. They will not sit here and watch it. I can guarantee you that. They won't go on Twitter because they don't answer you on Twitter. They don't answer you on Facebook. They don't answer any messages because they're not allowed to. They will not see us fans clamouring for them to just put a bit of pressure in. Put a bit of fight, bit of spirit, bit of passion. That's all we need, a bit of fight. They will not see this. They will not see us. They will just pick up their paycheck at the end of the month for 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, however much it is, whichever player gets. That's all they're looking at, their paycheck at the minute. And you can see it. The last few games, they have not wanted to play. They've not taken any instructions off Ruud. There is no fight. There is no passion. There is no spirit. And the only way is down. That is simple. That is all that's going to happen. Simple as. We're going to be stuck in the Championship with overpaid tossers that still are picking up a paycheck. And the same thing will happen week in, week out next season.
Totally
Yeah.
agree.
We will not be back from this. Hope I'm wrong. You can clip this bit and hope I'm wrong. But we will not
I don't
be
think
back.
you are, though, Jamie. I really
We
don't
will
think
not
you
be
are. I
back
think
for
you've
a
hit the
long
nail
time.
on the head.
We'll
think you've hit the
become
nail on the head,
Notts
pal.
Forest. Notts Forest were 20 odd years, was it? Ipswich were 20 odd years as well. Stoke, they've been in a decline.
Or be Portsmouth.
Portsmouth as well. But yeah, until we start showing the fans some fight, some passion, some spirit, the fans, Daniel Fox, Foxes have quit. Simple as.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
Foxes never quit, Foxes have quit. They simply have.
That should be the tagline for every show now. Foxes
Yeah,
have
Foxes
quit.
quit.
Yeah.
It's the Foxes
that'd
quit
be
aftermath.
good, Daniel. You've started something new on here. Foxes have quit. I mean, I come on here every week doing this, and it actually gets me down. It really does. It's hard work. Leicester City is a hard watch. I know, Nick. I know you don't go to many games. You watch them on TV, but it's a hard watch watching them on TV, isn't it? And you're still thinking, you're still that fan watching. You're still paying your money to watch the game. You're paying on Sky
God, yeah.
Sports or TNT.
I mean, I try and get
paying
down
your
as
money.
much as I can because obviously Reedy knows because I'm his bloody postman. So it's one
Oh,
every
yeah.
5. Yeah. So it's every 5 weeks or so I get a weekend off. But yeah, I mean, to put it into context, I didn't really want to watch Thursdays against
know
West
what?
Ham. I ended up making Lego. That's how bored I was with watching it. Because
With your kids are on your own, that's the more worrying thing.
on my own.
What did you make? Anything good? Did you make a football game?
No, the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Ooh, DeLorean. Can you do the
So,
Millennium
but-
Falcon for me next week? Can you make a Millennium Falcon for me?
You know
That
how much
takes a
that
while.
costs? It costs a bloody fortune. It's
Doesn't
not
it?
cheap. Yeah.
Oh, right.
You're probably
You
looking
don't make it out
about.
of spare bits you've got then.
No, I've got bought it for Father's Day a few years ago, but it's not got round to doing it. But
yeah.
no, that was more enjoyable than watching Leicester versus West Ham, and that says everything.
Yeah, well, Reedy didn't watch the second half. I mean, it is hard work watching it. I mean, I used to do this for the enjoyment, but now the last couple of years, ever since Reedy's joined, it's got a bit too much serious for my liking. But I used to enjoy it. I tell you what, if I didn't make a laugh and a joke of it, I think I'll be sitting here crying my eyes out at the minute. It's that bad. Gary Wright says, "Can you make a new team? We ought to get a Sabutio team. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Can you make a time machine? Everyone's asking, can you make a time machine? What?
Well, that's what the DeLorean
Here's
is.
one for you. Now, he said that. Can you make a time machine? What time would you want to go back to being a Leicester fan?
2015, 2016, in my opinion.
Would you? Would you want to go back to that? But then what happened after that?
Before Pep Guardiola come to this country and ruined football. Yeah, 2015.
Because realistically, if you went back to that year, as much as I know the death of each child was all very saddening and whatnot, but you could know back then to not make sure you get that helicopter that day.
You know what? That was just going through my mind exactly the same thing. And as soon as you said that, exactly
It's
the same thing.
You could be like, don't get a helicopter today.
Was he eating a sausage roll like you normally catch me eating a sausage roll, John? Chris Tyler's gone for 1999. Yeah, we should have kicked him. We should have kicked him on after winning the. Should have kicked on after winning the Prem. Yes,
well, we did do, but we bought crap in like Ahmed Musa, Slimani, and all that
now, and go to watch Oxford United with Ben Nelson. Looks a great prospect. Yes, Daniel. I think if
he's injured now, isn't he?
He's injured, but he's getting back to. You know what, Alan? I would love to go back to that time, the ice age, but not the ice age. Sorry, the ice men. Sorry, back in that time, and see that kind of football. I would love to go back to the 60s and see. Really smirking.
No, I was laughing because you were saying ice age. You said that's probably about your sort of time, anyway, isn't it?
Well, if I'm the ice age, what's Alan? I'll let you answer that to him on the podcast. But yeah, I'd love to go back to the 60s just to see what the football was like and how good we were back then. People talk about the 60s, the Matt Gillis era, the entertainers in the 70s, O'Neill's time, and Ranieri's. So they're the 4 times. And I didn't really see the entertainers. I caught them right at the very end. I never saw the 60s. And I'd love to go and see their football just to see how good it was. I'd love it. That was when football was football, when you could make a tackle and you could do anything. It was brilliant. Football was football. But unfortunately, you can't make a time machine, can you, Nick? Unfortunately.
You can't. I mean, I wish Reedy kind of was a little bit older because the playoff finals in the 90s, against Derby and Palace and stuff. Some of those were like Hillsborough when we won the cup replay and stuff. Some of those were like such an experience.
Oh, I forgot about the little days.
You thought the crowd was good 2015, 2016, but when we beat Derby, the final and playoffs and stuff were Walsh. I still don't think I've heard a crowd go up the way we did that day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Andy, hold on, Nick. Unfortunately, Andy Suter's injured out for the rest of the season, so he's back at Leicester, but he's out.
Good.
61. People say my first match was in 61. Chris, I didn't know you were that old, Chris, to be honest. Ice Kings, that was it. Ice Kings. I couldn't remember what it was. Yes, that was it. We were on for the League and Cup double back then. John Dilk says the 60s were awesome. Frankie Worthington, Keithy Weller. That's when I first started going. 96. Claridge's Shin.
Yeah.
Really, how old are you? When were you born? 96?
99.
Oh, so you won't even know what we're on about then?
No.
Cheer up, Chelsea away. Yeah, we've got Chelsea away next week. Really, you go into that one, aren't you? Yeah.
I am, yeah. Next week.
Like I said on my bit on the When You're Smiling podcast, it's like walking football. I've just started playing walking football over here, and I think we were walking faster than what they were running on Thursday night. Aggie says, although we lost, what a great game against Swindon in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we're talking about West Ham then for a minute. I was going to say, I didn't read the comment, but we roll on. We've got Chelsea. I mean, like it's saying, it's hard work. You're waiting for something to happen and nothing happened. We all seem to know what's going to happen. We're hoping it's not going to happen. But nothing does happen though, really, does it?
No, and like I said earlier, Ruud will not change his system. And I'm not saying that it's a good thing or bad thing, but like I say, modern managers now have their philosophy, and that's what they do. Enzo didn't change it. You have the likes of Pep, who do tweaks, but still doesn't really change much to it. The modern manager now won't change it, and the only way of fixing it will be to get a new manager in. But like I said before, will a Sean Dyche or something, if we did go down still, would he bring us back up in a way we want it to be? I don't think he will. I know people are saying we're not going to come back straight up anyway, but if there's every chance to try and get straight back up, I don't know if it would be under Sean Dyche. So it's a hard one.
See, like Gary said here, it makes me wonder who picks the team. After them comments in the Telegraph in the week, yes, was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday, wasn't it, when they came out the day after the game? Or even yesterday, I can't remember. He wasn't. He picked the team, and then he changed how they were going to play with the same team. He sort of plays a 4-4-2, doesn't he? Sort of, not a proper 4-4-2 in my style, but he changed it to a 4-3-3 at the last minute, and the players didn't know what they were doing. That's against Brentford, wasn't it? The players didn't know what we were doing, and yes,
I'm not surprised with it at all.
All that was like a tweak that you make in the game, not to play from the very first minute, and it did look like the players didn't know what they were doing, Nick, against Brentford, didn't it?
Mate, they've not had any idea what they're doing all season. You could argue that, some of the players really didn't know what they were doing on the Cooper early doors. The same with Ruud. I don't know. It just, there's something massively broken in the club.
Yeah. Like I said last week, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the minute, the club is about 1,000 pieces on the floor. It's like getting a jigsaw and throwing it on the floor and trying to pick them up. And we've not even picked the first bit up yet.
And you're going to lose bits as well. You're going to lose bits.
Yeah, that's how big it is. That's how bad it is. But on that note, we're going to call it quits there. It's like it's there with every week for the last, since the Brighton game, we've been talking the same thing apart from the Spurs game. Well, no, that was Spurs on a Sunday afternoon. So every week we're talking about the same thing, and it's getting a bit too much for me. Yeah, needs to be shook out of me somehow. I'm not sure how, but like I say, Nick, it's been a privilege. Enjoy your weekend off.
I will do.
Try not to empty your sack too much through Reedy's door on Monday.
No, to be fair, it's his mum that gets most of the mail. He gets sod all.
Oh, right. Don't empty your mum sack into Reedy's mum. All right, then I shall see you later, Nick. See you later, pal. Be good. See you later. Absolutely nothing positive to say. No, there isn't. Andy Ruud needs to go. Seeing better on the park next to me. Yes. Just one thing that we're not actually affiliated with at all. I know LCFC Grey, but I think I'll get away with it, to be honest. I was talking about him delivering letters to his mum's front door. That's nothing wrong with that. Anstey Nomads have got a huge game coming up against Leicester City Select 11 on May the 11th. And so far, there's Mark Albrighton and David Nugent have been picked for the Select 11. So I think that will be well worth May the 11th at 3 o'clock. Sunday, May the 11th it is. I know it's nothing, it's just me advertising it because I think it's a cracking thing that some of the players will be playing that we know and love, that we're playing against Anstey Nomads. Conrad Logan's still in goal. He must be about 50 now. He's in goal for Anstey Nomads at the minute. But yeah, so I think if you can go and support that, it'll be it's a local club. Go and support Anstey Nomads. You never know. We might be playing them in a few years if things go that bad. Reedy, what are you doing this week? Have you got to go work? You've not got the sack yet?
No. I'm all good. Just chilling out. I've got to go work, and then next Sunday on the coach back to the Stamford Bridge.
There's a game on Sunday next week. Not another Sunday game.
Sunday at 2 o'clock.
TV though, is it?
Yeah, it's Sunday at 2 o'clock, I think.
Oh, it's not on TV, is it?
I'm gonna double check now before we go.
Because they're in Europe, aren't they?
I'm gonna check now before we go. Unless I'm mistaken, yeah, it's definitely Sunday, and it is not on TV.
I didn't think it was.
No.
Morning, Swanee. How are you? Are you good?
Yeah.
No, it's not on Sky. It's.
It could be on TV. I don't know. 2 o'clock's normally on TV. I don't know.
Next Saturday home game, May the 3rd. That's not right, is it?
May the 3rd.
The next Saturday home game.
No, it's Man United on the 15th.
No, Saturday. That's a Sunday night.
Oh yeah.
That's the one I'm coming back for, isn't it? Oh,
yeah,
back in 2 weeks.
Changed.
I'm back in 2 weeks. Yay!
Oh,
I'll change the right game to come back for, Reedy.
Oh God.
I know you love it. Just think of all them sweets you get off me.
Didn't get any last time.
Yes, you did, you liar. You did. Like I say, I'm back in 2 weeks. I know it's not the best of time, but if you want to come and meet me, you know where I'll be. I'll be outside the ground, the Holiday Inn around there, the local hero. If you want to come say hello,
you'll always be at the bar. You'll always be at the bar.
I'll always be at the bar. If you want to come and say hello, maybe not paying, but I'll always be at the bar. If you want to come and say hello, much appreciated. If you want to tell me how crap I'm doing, how rubbish I am, how waffle on I do, how utter useless I am, fine, that's fine. But come and shake my hand. Just come and say hello. I'd love to meet you all because there's loads of names on here and I don't see the faces. It'd be absolutely privileged to see you. But once again, it's much appreciated, Reedy. Thanks a lot for coming on, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Yes, pal. Be good. There we go. Another great show. But like I say, I'm back for the Man United game. So if you want to come and see me, it'd be much appreciated. Just before we go, a little bit of homework for you all out there. Like I say to you every single week, please like and share whatever platform you're watching on, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever you want. Watch it, comment, like, much appreciated. Helps us grow bigger, better, and stronger. And we still want to be we still are the biggest channel out there. So there goes the final whistle. Ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye, pods ve. Come on, you foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms.
Want to watch more content like this? Hit the like button. Give us your views. Hit subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and make sure to follow Leicester Fan TV on all socials.